Please rise. Put your right hand over your heart and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please remain standing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Tia. Thank you, Aaron. Please have a seat. Good evening, folks, and welcome to the School of Extended Educational Options, a commencement ceremony. I am the proud principal of SAO. My name is Tom Sweeney. I would like to welcome our very special guest, Deputy Superintendent Stephanie Baker. Our Board of Education members, Frank Guzman, and Dr. Roberta Perlman. SAO faculty, you parents, family, friends, and of course, you guys, the graduating class of 2016. Welcome. I'm both honored and humbled today to be up here. This is the completion of year 2 for me, and I'm still living the dream. It really is amazing to me when I say I'm the principal of the School of Extended Educational Options, and it really is an honor. This commencement ceremony is a time of celebration and recognition. It's a time to say to you guys, job well done. But it's not just your job that was well done, it was your parents and the teachers. So I'd like to give you all a round of applause for a job well done. When I look around the room, I see young men and women that are courageous, and you guys have truly persevered. Each of you have a story, and when I get to know each and every one of you, your stories are just amazing to me. And yet tonight is not the end of your story, it's really the beginning of your story. And as you graduate from high school and you launch into life, you get to start a new chapter in your story. So the common denominator for all of us is that we have this story. To me, the courage and the resolve that you as students have demonstrated, the strength in your character is amazing. Some would call this grit. I don't know if you've heard the word grit before, but it is. Grit is a verb. It's an action word. An author, James Austin, wrote, grit isn't something you say or something that you think. Grit is something that you do. And the fact that you guys are sitting here today tells me that you did what it took to overcome all of your circumstances and your stories to be able to call yourself a graduate of class 2016. And that needs to be celebrated tonight. But what grit means to me, and I like acronyms, the G stands for grace. Well, what do you mean grace? Well, all of us have to experience some time or another where we either need to extend grace or receive grace. Grace is a really powerful tool in our life in that if we don't allow those people that have done us wrong to have power over our lives, if we don't allow our hearts to get hardened, if we don't become bitter, then we can truly live up to our full potential. Grace, you see, is giving somebody what they don't deserve. When you forgive someone that did you wrong, they don't deserve your forgiveness. But that forgiveness is for you so that you don't become bitter. So you have to choose not to carry that burden around with you. The R in grit stands for relationship. Surround yourself with amazing people. Surround yourself with people that are going to pour into you, not just take out of you. Build those people up around you that will speak into your life truth, will tell you the hard thing that you need to hear when you need to hear it. Surround yourself with older people. Yes, gray hair. I got a little bit of it. Surround yourself with them. They've lived life, and wisdom only comes from living life. Have conversations with them. Spend time with them. Go to an old folks' home. You'd be surprised how much knowledge you can gain from those people of wisdom. And believe me when I say this, we do, as older people, and I am one of them because I just got my AARP card. I know. As soon as you turn 50, they give you one of those things. It's kind of humbling. But we do really care about the younger generation, and we really do want to see you succeed. And all you have to do is make yourself available. Ask questions, and we have, believe it or not, we do have some of the answers. The I in grit is integrity. Be honest. Be trustworthy. But most importantly, be sincere. Speak the truth with love. And sometimes saying that hard thing to someone that you really care about is not easy. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. And that's really tough to do as well. The T in grit stands for tenacity. And the fact that you guys are sitting here today, knowing most of your stories, you got this one down. You understand tenacity. You understand what hard work means. You understand that anything worthwhile in life really means that you got to work hard for it. Anything that's sustainable takes hard work. It isn't going to be just given to you. And failure is not a bad thing. I love this. This idea that failure doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. Failure means that you get to do it again, but this time with more practice. And when you apply that to your life, you understand that sometimes you are going to come up a little short. But if you keep going hard and you keep working at it, eventually you're going to get it. And that's one of the things I love about SEO. SEO, the School of Extended Educational Options. I've seen teachers, and God bless you teachers, man. Kid will turn in a work assignment to you, and you'll be like, that's a nice try, but let's try that again. Let's try that again. And you keep giving them chances, and what happens is they really do learn. And they really do then produce the quality work that you want them to produce. Romans 5 speaks about perseverance producing grit. The trials in our lives produce perseverance, and perseverance produces character, and character produces hope. Hope in a future that allows each of you to experience your gifts, your talents, using them hopefully to make the world a better place. SEO's theme this year was to create a school of possibilities. And as the senior class of 2016, you guys have led the way in that. I know you guys as young people, young women and men here tonight, you do have truly what I would call true grit. That you do believe that all things are possible, and that if you persevere in the hard times, good things are going to happen. I'm proud to say that the class of 2016 has character and hope. And it is in the character and hope that you will produce faith. Faith in believing in something greater than yourself. Believing in yourself that you can accomplish what you set out to do. I invite you to serve others. Understand that you have a purpose. And most importantly, what I want you to do is when you grow up, I want you to be what you want to be, because it is still possible. Right, Michael? Yeah. So thank you and congratulations. My next speaker, if you could join me. Thank you. My next speaker is my friend, Dr. Jaime Mendoza. He is a pastor, former assistant professor of psychology. He's in the process of becoming a clinical psychologist. He is a Toastmaster. And he has a very similar story to most of you. But more importantly, he's my mentor. He's someone that is pouring into me, Dr. Jaime Mendoza. Thank you.
My name is Dr. Jaime Mendoza, like Mr. Sweeney said, but my beginning is very similar to your beginning. I did not start off as Dr. Mendoza. In fact, my grandparents on both sides of the family struggled. On my dad's side, both of my grandparents were illiterate, meaning that they could not read nor write. My grandmother, her signature was an X. That's how she signed her name, all from the day she was born all the way to the end of her life. My grandfather, he learned to write his name at 65 years old. By the age he was 75, he learned how to read to the first grade level. He was a proud man. On my mom's side, my grandfather, he was born to an entrepreneur lady similar to those that walk Holt and East End. You know what I'm talking about? A prostitute. That's who my great-grandmother was. However, when he was born, she gave up her son and gave it to her sister so that she could take care of him because she did not want him to see or experience that life. They had grit. I'm going to stick with the theme of grit. I have it. I see it in you. But I want to tell you another story. A story of a man named Gideon. Gideon was, many people say that he was a coward, that he was wimpy, that he did not have confidence. And yet one day, an angel came to him and said, "Man of great valor." And Gideon looked around to the right, to the left, said, "Are you talking to me?" And said, "Yes, man, warrior with great valor." He's like, "Do you not know who I am? I am a farm worker. Our family is the poorest of the poor, and I am the least of the least." The angel told him, "I have been sent to tell you that you will be a great warrior one day." He did not believe it. So he said, "Prove it. Show me that you have been sent." So he asked for one evidence, and he got it. He said, "I still don't believe me." He did it again for a second time, all the way to the third time, and then he finally said, "Okay, I sort of believe it." Well, he started to gain confidence. And then one day, he was told what his greatest challenge was going to be. His greatest challenge was going to fight a battle between another army of 135,000 soldiers to his army of 32,000. But there was a condition. Just to give you a picture of it, 135,000, Pomona Unified has about 26,000 students. Multiply that by 5, and that's about 132,000 to the 32. But God said, that's too many. You have too many soldiers. So he asked him to tell them, if you are just a little afraid, go ahead and you can leave with your head high because you are saying it. And so 22,000 men left. So now he had 9,000. And God still said, that's too many. You need to reduce it. And we're going to give them a test. And the test that he said is, let's go see how they drink water out of a river. From those 9,000, 300 were identified to be the warriors. 300. That's the number of students that are in SAIL. A little bit less than SAIL. That's 300. That's about the number of people that are here this evening. If you look around, this is about 300 people that were going to fight 135,000 other tested soldiers. Guess who won? Gideon and his men of 300. He did it because he had somebody believing in him, just like you do. You've had teachers, from Miss Aloya to the counselors that I see here that have believed in you from the very beginning, to the office staff that have said, I know you could do it, mijo, or mija, I know you can. Mr. Sweeney, I've heard him say, you can do it. You will do it. I will be with you from beginning to the end. And here you are. Because we all have something in common. Grit, like he talked about. I'm going to spell it G-R-I-T. To me, the G stands for goal. Each of you had a goal. You have a goal in common. That was to graduate. Because the barriers that many of you have come through are tremendous. And because you said, I'm going to do it, which is the I, the integrity. I will do it. I'm going to be afraid sometimes. I'm going to be annoyed. I'm going to be frustrated, but I'm going to still do it. That is, you've kept to your word. The T, that's tenacity. That's perseverance. Each one of you have persevered all the way. I became a doctor because I have grit. Gideon became a great warrior because he had grit. Each of you are graduating because you have grit. So always remember that. You've done it. You have grit.
Thank you, Dr. Medina. For our next speaker, we have our salutatorian, Jennifer Tovar. And Jennifer I've known since 7th grade at Simons Middle School. Thank you, Jennifer.
Good evening and welcome. Pomona Unified School District Board of Education board members. Pomona Unified School District Superintendent, Deputy Ms. Stephanie Baker, SEL High School Principal Mr. Sweeney, SEL staff, administration, family, and friends. High school was the best of times and the worst of times. Throughout these years, we have learned many things about ourselves and life in general. Finishing high school is the end of the first chapter of our lives. The next chapter, some of us will be joining the military, others will be taking some time off of school and begin working, while the rest of us will be heading off to college. College is going to be hard, but we'll get through it. When we were younger, we were told that nothing was impossible, that we can become anything we wanted to be. Some of us had some really awesome dreams, like wanting to become a dragon slayer or fairy, but then we realized that was an actual dream we had the night before, and it wasn't actually going to happen. So instead, we started aiming at more realistic dreams. We wanted to become firefighters, doctors, policemen, and so on. As we got older, our dreams changed, and to this day, they still might be changing for some of us, and that's okay. One thing you need to remember is to never give up on your dreams. This is your life. You can become anything you want. Anything is possible. In the future, we might find ourselves wanting to give up on our dreams, but we can't give up. John Green said, Even if others give up on you, never give up on yourself. You hold the power, strength, and determination to thrive. We can't let no one get into the way of us achieving our dreams. You don't have to be the best. You just have to be determined to achieve your goals and let nothing get into the way of you achieving them. Your next chapter is a new beginning for all of us. Michael Deli said, as you start your journey, the first thing you should do is throw away the store-bought map and begin to draw your own. Don't follow someone else's map. Instead, go make your own. Make it unique. Make it yours. Thank you to the teachers and staff for always being there for us and supporting us in everything. Without you, we wouldn't be here right now. After all the obstacles we've been through, trying to graduate, we finally did it. All of our hard work and dedication has finally paid off. Many of us never thought we'd be here in our caps and gowns ready to graduate, making our loved ones proud of us. From the bottom of my heart, I wish you the best. Congratulations, class of 2016. We finally did it.
Thank you, Jennifer. Amazing young lady. We're going to miss her. When I was writing my speech, I was really thinking a lot about this next student. It's our valedictorian. Jocelyn Zamora.
Good evening and welcome, Pomona Unified School District Board of Education members, Pomona Unified District Deputy Superintendent, Mrs. Stephanie Baker, SAO High School Principal, Mr. Sweeney, SAO and staff and administration, family and friends. First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate you all. You've made it to this point. You've overcome all the obstacles so far. Now you feel unstoppable. Be proud of yourself. Side by side, we've come together to celebrate our same achievement. And though it is the same achievement, it is not the same road. We are all fighting our own battles. We all have a story. Whatever your story may be, however much you've overcome, use that as motivation to persevere and succeed. When you fall down, when you feel like giving up, think about what you want and how badly you want it. Lift yourself up, hold your chin up high, and keep moving forward. It's not worth spending your time pondering about what could have been, what should have been, or what would have been. Graduates, what you do after this day is completely up to you. You are the only one with enough power to make your life what you've always imagined it to be. Make it worthwhile. Emily Dickinson once said, "Hope is a thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words, never stops." I believe that each and every one of you, not only graduates, growing up, you had an innocent desire in your heart to aspire to become something. I'd like to be able to encourage you all today that no matter what your age or what your current situation is, there isn't anything that you cannot overcome. Find that desire and drive again and find happiness. And lastly, stay true to yourself, be honest, and be compassionate. Thank you.
And for our next speaker, she's an amazing young lady as well, our senior class president, Betsy Ayala.
Good evening and welcome, Pomona Unified School District Board of Education, Board Member Faith Guzman, Board Members, Pomona Unified School District Deputy Superintendent, Ms. Stephanie Baker, SAO High School Principal, Mr. Sweeney, SAO staff and administration, family and friends. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate the class of 2016 for making it this far, for overcoming all the obstacles and for sticking together as a class. I would also like to thank our wonderful staff for helping us with any of the hardships that we faced and for making sure that we were always on task. Together we stand and take the next step into our future. As we start our journey into a future and into our adulthood, I would like you all to take a step back and look at the people around you. Your family, friends, and teachers all stand beside you. These are the people who have guided you, loved you, supported you, and have helped you make it this far. So let's give them all a round of applause. All of us graduating today have sacrificed countless hours of our time and worked extremely hard to make it this far. We should all be proud of the fact that we are now standing here today and have succeeded marking this milestone in our life. Things got tough, but we never gave up, and that is an achievement in itself, something that will help us in the real world. Life is not easy for anyone. It has its setbacks, things happen, but that will not stop us. We have made it this far, and we will keep trying. We will give it our all, and we will prosper and achieve greatness. Thank you.
Thank you, Betsy. And now, while you're all here, wasn't that amazing, those three young ladies giving a speech? Can we give it up for them again? So as principal of the School of Extended Educational Options, according to the laws of the state of California and the regulations as established by the Pomona Unified School District and the Board of Education, I hereby certify that Sayo High School class of 2016 has met all of the requirements, and I present this class to you as candidates for graduation. Ms. Stephanie Baker, Deputy Superintendent.
Good evening. As Deputy Superintendent for the Pomona Unified School District, and on behalf of the faculty and your principal, Mr. Tom Sweeney, it is indeed my pleasure to accept this graduating class of 2016. I want to thank Mr. Sweeney. I see the pride in his eyes. I want to thank each of you staff members for what you have done, but most importantly, young people, I want to thank you what you have done in demonstrating the grit that has brought you here today. And so finally, as a Deputy Superintendent, and on behalf of the Pomona Unified School District Board of Education, I am proud and glad to acknowledge that each of you has met the standards for receiving a high school diploma or the certifications as set forth by the State Board of Education and the Pomona Unified School District Board of Education. I therefore confer to each of you your high school diploma with all the rights, honors, and opportunities appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Mr. Frank Guzman.
If I can have my colleague, Dr. Perlman, join me. You know, first I want to acknowledge your principal and how not only do we see with our eyes what an amazing person he is, but we feel his passion and his heart, and he cares for each and every one of you very dearly. And I know that although you are graduating today, that he certainly will be there every step of the way for you should you need his assistance, because he cares about each of you individually, as does the Board of Education and everyone who is here supporting you today. So before I accept the graduating class, I wanted to share just a brief little story, and it's very brief, so you'll be getting your diploma soon. It's the Chinese bamboo story, and I don't know if you've heard it before, but you can plant Chinese bamboo seeds, and after a year, you will not see anything produced from it. In fact, after 5 years, you won't see anything produced from it. But after about 5 years and 6 weeks, it will start to grow at great speeds, up to 39 inches per day. In fact, if you sat and watched it for a while, you would see it before your eyes growing. But during that 5 years and 6 weeks, what happened is that the foundation to the Chinese bamboo was being formed so that it would withhold itself when it was growing up to 90 feet into the sky. And when I look at the growth that each of you have made, it's because you've had a very good foundation. You've had people who cared about you, whether that be your parents, your guardians, your uncles, your aunts, your friends, your teachers, or your principal. They've worked very hard. They've added water to ensure your foundation was stable enough to prepare you for this very moment. So as you journey off into adulthood, into life, I know that this district has done everything to prepare you with a solid foundation. Now, I didn't say it was an easy foundation that was being set. In fact, some of us had setbacks, I'm sure. But the reality is you stuck through it, you stood tall, and sometimes during your darkest times, you needed someone to be there for you. Water that was produced for you specifically was for that foundation would be solid. And so today, I am very confident that each of you are ready to sprout into the adults that I am proud will be leading my future, because I see people in this room that could be our next doctors, our next lawyers, firemen, police officers, and the list goes on. And I'm confident that my future will be great because I have people like you that I can count on. So on behalf of the Board of Education, your school, I hereby accept the graduating class of 2016 for sale.
Thank you, Mr. Guzman, Dr. Perlman, and Mrs. Baker. Thank you very much. At this time, Ms. Gonzalez, will you come to the mic? She is amazing, by the way. So, we will now commence with awarding of the diplomas. So, students.
Jennifer Tovar. Jocelyn Zamora. Betsy Ayala. Christian Jose Granados. Jonathan Velasquez. Cassandra Maturino. Concepción Sosa. Daniela Herrera. Jessica Escobar. Evelyn Guadalupe Solorzano. Daniel Huizar. Esteban Rivera. Alfredo Pitalua. Ahmed Tekler. Josiah Carter. Giovanni Esparza. Derek G. Martin de la Cruz. Arian Ross. Aaron Karen Garcia. Cambria McKellar. Katia Torres. Liliana Velasquez. Reina Gutierrez. Gabriela Padilla. John Pocasangre. Christopher Deeds. Alejandra Preciado. María Godínez. Jonathan Herrera. Justin Battle. Michael Rubio. Crystal Medina. Valeria Garcia Martinez. Jocelyn Solis. Angel Martinez. Julissa Hermosillo. Gloria Gutierrez. Ana Rodriguez.
Oh, there we go. Glad I didn't run out of the magic the second time. So, this is Anna Rodriguez, and Anna's going to help us move our tassels from one side to the other. Thank you, Anna.
Before the turning of our tassels, will the class of 2016 please join me for a selfie?
Didn't see that one coming.
All right. Would the class of 2016 please rise? Class of 2016, to signify you as an official graduate, you may now move your tassel from the right of your cap to the left of your cap. Congratulations.
Thank you, Anna. And thank you, class of 2016. We are going to miss you guys. And thank you, families, for coming. God bless you all.